Hello viewers, welcome to the 5th theory episode on our channel. Today I will show you my theory in which I will show you evidence and clues that common pigs in Angry Birds are actually clones. So without further delay, here we go. I will start by telling you main difference between common pigs and other ones, so you don't get confused. So, common pigs are these ones we see most in Angry Birds. They are practically the same. They don't have any individual features like mustaches, different skin tones, or freckles like Rose, who I excluded from common pigs. But let's take a look on these common pigs. For example, in Angry Birds 2, when they die, they are popped, like they are fake creatures. But you would ask me, for what king of pigs need fake subjects? So, in Angry Birds Toons, in episode Another Birthday, we can see two important informations about ordinary pigs. They don't live in their homes, but in containers for them. Also, they do hard work, and that makes a lot of sense. Also, they've been used to build Pig Kingdom, but don't worry. Later, they got their homes, what we can see in the later episodes. But okay, to make clones, King Pig needs two things, scientist and DNA. So let's first move to who could create pig clones. Well, in Angry Birds is so many pigs which could be the creators of pig clones, like Professor Pig. Like for example, we can see in one of the cutscenes from Angry Birds Transformers how he teach pig clones about the cube, like if he was raising them. So we could say that he is responsible for their initial education. After all, that's what his name says, because professor is an academic degree. And what's academic degree is higher than professor? Is doctor. I think that one of the doctors created pig clones. And in Angry Birds, we have 4 or 5 doctors if we count Dr. Porkman. But I exclude him from the list because he appears in the retro game tournament in Angry Birds Friends in levels related to Sonic, so I don't think he do anything to pig clones. In the same way, I will exclude Witch Dr. Pig because she have more in common with shamanism than with science. But okay, let's move to 3 doctors which a little bit more are related to pig clones. First of them, Dr. Frankenstein from Angry Birds Friends Halloween tournament. It's because of him pigs turn into zombie pigs. But was he the one who created clone pigs? I don't think so. So only 2 doctors left to us. Let's move to Dr. Pork. We can see him in Piggy Tales, how he heals pigs, but do he create them? Well, only one thing rules it out for me. The place where he is. That is the White Room, on which about we'll talk a little bit more later. But okay, let's move to the last doctor from our list. That is Dr. Pig from Angry Birds Fight. So, why do I think he created pig clones? Well, let's say he doesn't hide it. For example, in trailer Invade Dr. Pig's lab, we can see his experiments on common pigs, which were turning into pigs monsters. And confirmation that these monsters were real pigs are at the end of the laboratory in-game. At the very bottom, there is a pig dropped just like his experiments, what shows that the Dr. Pig most probably created them. But okay, from where he gets DNA? Well, we found answer in Angry Birds Epic, because after finishing the story, in one of the levels of caves, we can find as a boss Alpha Pig, which is only one in-game with 1 million health. Also, he can summon 2 random pigs from the entire game, which even King of the Pigs can do. In addition, he looks like common pig. And his name, Alpha Pig, like he was a prototype of common pigs. So we can safely say that he is the DNA donor for clone pigs. But why they lock him in the caves and still quite deep behind few doors, though it will be hard to get to him? Well, I have two answers for that. First one, because Alpha Pig is so strong, he could convince common pigs to overthrow the government and take over the crown in Piggy Kingdom. And the second one, that the pig clones didn't discover that they were clones, so they isolate Alpha Pig in a cave. But probably you will answer me, if Alpha Pig is so strong, so why his clones is so weak? Well, it could be probably that because clones aren't so strong as prototype. But okay, so I answer that who create them and I show you for what. So I will now answer one question for you. What if clone popped? In episode Angry Birds Slingshot Stories named Starstruck, we can see what happened when the pig popped. He enters the world of Piggy Tales, where pig doctor give him medicine that brings him back to life, like nothing happened. But okay, if that's worked like that, so for what in Angry Birds Toons pigs need graves? And why exist zombie pigs and ghost pigs? Okay, let me explain. But apart from zombie pigs and ghosts, we leave them for another episode from Theories. What a difference between Angry Birds Toon's world, Slingshot Stories world, and Piggy Tales. Let's start with the last one. Pigs enters them after they popped. This world is really strange. It's all white with random items. For example, in one of the episodes they have well, when you throw any object into well, it duplicates, and in the other one, anvil floating on the balloon. And let's take a look on this anvil. From episode Epic Seer Bucket. Floating anvil in white emptiness on balloon, what shows perfectly how strange is that place. Where our pig, for this episode I will name him Seer Bucket, he cuts the balloon from the anvil, and after that anvil still stayed in the same place, and balloon fell off on the Seer Bucket. But okay, let's take a look closer to this anvil again. There is one symbol, which is the rune Dagas. This symbol means rebirth, a transition between worlds. And it fits perfectly into this world. Pigs can die here, like they are plasticine figures. For example, in episode Push Button, is a magic button which crushes pigs with a big hammer, but they don't die. They are living like the crushed pigs. What shows us that could be purge or paradise for clone pigs, but for me it's definitely the purge. But why? Because clone pigs didn't make anything bad, and this world perfectly reflects their lives. White, colorless place with many items that diversified their lives. Perfect to play for them. A bit of reference to their lives in Angry Birds Toons, from which Dr. Pork is their guard, or reference to their creation by Dr. Pig, like their imagination of combination of Dr. Pig and Professor Pig, because Dr. Pork takes care of them and knows their anatomy, and also helps him escape from Piggy Tales world. So yeah, pigs can escape this world when they drink up medicine from Dr. Pork, and then they comes to life. Exactly? Exactly no. Well, they enters to paradise, which is alive in Slingshot Stories, and common pigs aren't seen any difference. They still have Purple Pig and Foreman Pig who push them around, and other aspects of their lives are the same. They're also the birds from which they have to steal their eggs, but there is no king pig. Also, we didn't see their island ending anywhere, and apart from that, pigs didn't live in their homes, but on the other side of the canyon, which shows like this isn't alive, but it's an illusion. But okay, what in this case Birds doing right here, foreman pig or corporal pig? Well, as I was saying, it's an illusion, but for me, Birds or foreman pig or corporal pig are guardian angels who took to their appearance for the sake of illusion. For example, we didn't see corporal pig and foreman pig at the same time, which shows that they are the closest angels to clone pigs. But in Angry Birds Toons, where we see together foreman pig and corporal pig. But okay, why do I think that the world from Slingshot Stories is a paradise, but the Angry Birds Toons is a real life? Well, that shows the episode named Popped, in which foreman pig watches Angry Birds Toons on a small TV. And after that, Bomb joins him and they watch together. But doesn't this contradict my theory that Toons is a cartoon and not a real life? Well, no. In this way, guardian angels simply watch over real world with power of their TV. So, Common Pig cycle looks like this. First, based on DNA from Alpha Pig, they are being cloned by Professor Pig, and then, after they died, they popped up and they enter Poor in Piggy Tales, and from where they enter to paradise by the help of Dr. Pork, where if they die, they are coming back to Purge, from where they are coming back to paradise again, and so that this process looped. And what with the zombie pigs and ghost pigs, and what if other pigs died? Well, it's a topic for other theory, but the end of this one, I would like to take a look on Angry Birds Star Wars 2, because there we have pig clones, which shows us that cloning process is existing in Angry Birds world, even in the far galaxy. And that's all for this episode. I think I've proven you that common pigs in Angry Birds are actually clones. If you liked this theory, remember to leave a like. And if you want to know other theories about Angry Birds world, definitely check out our playlist about theories. We have linked down in the description. And if you don't want to miss any future theory episode or other episodes about Angry Birds, remember to subscribe our channel with a bell. And see you in the next videos, shade by shade.